Welcome to Ope, I Found a Weird Show. I'm Laura.
I'm Beanz.
And I'm Lauren.
And we are continuing our recap of season 2 of the TV show From. So today we have episode 3, Tether. And I thought this was a pretty good episode, but we will dig into it. But it was a bit different than what we're used to. But this episode starts with Boyd in the bathroom at the sheriff's office, where he is often there. And he was checking out his arm. No wormies at the moment, so that's good. Yeah, that's so gross too. The worms are they're nasty.
And again, call back to when I thought that was worms in Sarah's arms. Those were not worms. Those in Boyd are worms.
It's like the show knew and was like, here, let me show you what real worms
Let me show you what
arms.
real worms look like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be so honest, when you guys first said that, I kind of had a little chuckle. Because I was like, nah, they don't even know. They don't even know what worms are.
No. I didn't say that was worms. I
That was
said those
me.
just looked like veins moving under her
Yeah,
skin.
yeah. No. But when it was brought up, I was like, no, I know the true worms.
I've seen shit.
So Boyd goes out to Ellis to explain what happened when he was in the forest. Sarah pushing him into the tree and him ending up somewhere else. Very vague, not giving full answers.
I'm so shocked.
Yeah. But it also seems like Victor was the only one who kind of knew about these trees, which again, like, they should listen to him more. But Ellis questions where Sarah is and if she's even alive anymore. And Ellis, you can tell he does not believe Boyd's story. They act like crazy things don't happen here all the time. Right? Like, come on,
Yeah,
guys.
this is like the least crazy thing. Like, why is this so difficult to believe when all the other shit happens? Like, you tell me talismans keep monsters out and you're like, that's believable. Don't need real proof of that. But these trees that just randomly teleport people, nope, too much.
Yeah. Boyd is, I don't know, he's holding things close to the chest on this one. And he basically says, I got into a tree, then I was back here. And just don't look to the giant chunk of story missing. And Ellis
Don't look behind the curtain.
I was just thinking the curtain.
And Ellis actually gets frustrated because he can tell that Boyd is holding information back. But here's the thing too. On the flip side of that coin, if Boyd told Ellis, do you think he would believe him?
I mean, if he doesn't believe him about the tree, he probably wouldn't believe him about his mother being Frodo Baggins up against a tree
Right.
with the spiders crawling out of everything. So no, he
Yuck.
probably wouldn't have.
Yeah. Which, I mean, so it's one of those, like, both sides it's annoying. Just talk. But Boyd is holding back, and Ellis kind of gets upset with him, not just because he's holding back information, but Boyd made kind of this big promise to find answers and a way home. And
He did neither.
he did neither. So they're where they started out. So Ellis, but like really, the heart of Ellis being upset is more that he's upset about what's going on with Fatima, and he's kind of taking it out on his dad.
Yeah, he can't really be mad that his dad was on a quest that they all assumed would not actually work, and it did not work.
Right. And her breakdown was literally last night.
Yeah.
So that kind of shook Ellis. And Ellis says that the people who make it here have a part of themselves that they hold on to, and Fatima is losing that piece of herself. And Boyd reassures him and tells Ellis, then it has to be you. You have to be the piece of her that this place can't take away.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
Like, let me put all of the pressure on someone else's mental state on you. Like, don't ever do that to someone in your life. Don't ever put that on yourself. Don't ever put that on anyone else. That is not your responsibility.
Right.
You can support them, but don't take all of the responsibility. That's not healthy.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
But Ellis kind of goes with it, and he's like, you know what? You're right. Even if, they lose their way, they'll hold on to each other and, keep trying until they get home. This place will not win, It's like, okay, all right. So Ellis says he's going to help Kenny with the traps, and Boyd tells him, no, go see Fatima. And he says he's going to go get her some of those wildflowers she likes while he's out there. So he wants to, cheer her up a little bit. And before he goes, Boyd tells him he should think about getting her a better ring than the one he made of wires, and they have a little laugh. Um, but before or after Ellis leaves, you can see like everything is weighing on Boyd. Like he's like, this is a lot. I'm not even in a place to process yet all the shit that has happened to me at this point.
Right.
And then we get Que Sera Sera. So that is our intro scene to the episode. So at the clinic, Tabitha is sitting with Jim because he just got rescued from a building that they did not show any of that, which love that.
I
Um,
commented that like, oh, he's just out within a couple hours, totally fine. This house that had collapsed, and every time they moved things, it shifted more onto him. But like, yeah, no, he's out just fine now.
w- and truthfully, as they like showed the house a couple times, the house looks like nothing, like it's just collapsed house still. I'm like, how did they get him out?
Right. He just shimmied.
He just lift a few things. It'll be fine. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But also, like, yeah. What's gonna happen if they do dig that back out and there's not a house to collapse? Is the sky gonna fall down? Like, what? Like, how? This place is weird, but I don't think it's that weired. Um,
Tornado.
oh, true. You know what? Just wipe them all out.
They're gonna move the house next door onto it to collapse that.
Oh no, not the diner.
Yeah, I guess that's true. It would be the diner.
So Christy is stitching up a cut on his head, and the kids are also there, clearly traumatized. Uh, And Christy finishes up the cut, and Jim goes to sit up, and he acts like he's gonna leave. He is clearly in a ton of pain. Christy says that he has 3 cracked ribs and probably a bruised lung.
Question: do you guys think he's gonna heal as fast as Ethan did with his leg?
That is a very good question. We will
I
have to
think so.
see. I think so too. I
Well, you
think he'll
probably
heal
already know.
faster. I
Laura
don't
already knows,
remember
but
this. I'm gonna tell you
oh,
that I don't remember this, but I do think he's going to heal faster and be able to do things faster than he should for that kind of damage.
yeah, yeah, I think so as well. It seemed like stuff seems to move a little faster in this place.
See, it's not all bad here.
It's trying to help them, as Ethan said in the like
Yeah.
second episode.
And then Christy asks Tabitha how she's doing after her rough night. And Ethan cuts in and says she was on a quest with Victor. I love him and his quests. He's just like, yay, quests. And I just want to say that Jim needs to go apologize to Victor because Victor is out here saving all of his family members at this point. He saved Julie. He saved Tabitha now. He's best buddies with Ethan. Like, Jim, you gotta give Victor a little respect. So at that point, Mary walks into the clinic and Christy leaves the Matthews family to go talk to her. Jim asks the kids to give him and Tabitha a minute, and Jim breaks down a bit. He thought Tabitha was dead. And she apologizes and he tells her like, I can't lose you. And they have a little smooch. And then like, so it's this very sweet moment, and then immediately Tabitha's like, okay, but the wires are not connected to anything. She's like,
Straight to business.
yeah, we're not talking
Uh,
relationships right now.
she drives me crazy 90% of the time, but that was so fucking relatable.
Right? Like, yes, I love you too, but like also crazy information I have for you. So she says they're just dangling from the ceiling, so that doesn't make sense that there's any electricity. And Jim just says, we have so much to talk about. And then he asks how the kids are holding up. And Tabitha says, I don't know. She says she's going to take them to the diner to try to get some food because she has no clue when they last ate even. It has just been so crazy. So I'm glad like you do have children. I mean, Julie's old enough she can take care of herself, but like Ethan, you kind of want to make sure like basic needs are met. But also crazy town for the last 24 hours. So I get it. But back at town at the bus, people are getting their bags and Randall is arguing with Donna. So Randall has a gun and like it was on the bus with him. He was traveling with this, I don't know if it's like a shotgun or whatever, but it's like in a gun case. And it it seems like Donna wants him to give it up. But truthfully, fair point to Randall on this one. He doesn't trust them and they have guns. Like that's what he tells like, "You got guns. I don't know you. I don't trust you." I mean, Randall is not my favorite. He's kind of a jerk, but like and not in a good like Jade is a jerk way. Um but also like I'm not going to let Randall have a gun, but I get why he doesn't want to give up that gun. So he says Donna is the last one who can talk about making people nervous after taking a shotgun to the bus. Fair point, again. But Boyd comes up to calm things down, and he asks Donna what's going on. And Randall, with all his tact, asks, "Who the fuck are you?"
I mean, also a good question, seeing as Boyd was not there for any of the big shit that happened in the last couple episodes.
Right. I'm like, Randall, stop getting points from me. I don't like you.
It's so annoying.
Don't make me actually agree with you on things. Uh so Boyd tells him, "I'm the sheriff." And Donna says they are having a disagreement about firearms. Boyd says the rule is that residents don't carry guns. Randall asks, "Whose rule is that?" Boyd says, "Well, it's mine." And Randall says, "Well, rules change." And Randall actually starts to go and try to walk away. And one of the colony house guys with a gun starts to like walk forward. Boyd tells him, "No, no, hold up." Boyd comes over and he tells Randall, "Hey, I understand that this is some pretty scary stuff. And, you know, he has had a strange fucking week. So he has a little less patience than normal. Randall doesn't like the rules. Great. You can take your rifle and you can go live in the woods and make whatever rules you like. See how long you last." But if you want a roof over your head at night, when those things come out to hunt, then you put the fucking rifle down and you listen to the lady. Boyd didn't. He has no patience.
He's got worms in his arm. He does not give a shit about anyone's feelings right now.
Yeah, he's like, "No, you just fucking you go in the woods then. You figure it out then, buddy." And Randall wisely gives the rifle up. And
And and the whole like no guns for residents rule makes a lot of sense when you put into context of Boyd's wife, and then also the guns don't have an effect on the monsters. So the only people or things that you can actually hurt with that gun are other humans. So like no, you probably wouldn't want anyone to just be walking around with a gun.
yeah, no, I absolutely agree. And he is I guess I get Randall's point too about
Yeah,
like he's only heard things. He's only been told things. He hasn't experienced things. He doesn't know that the guns don't work. He has only been told that the guns don't work.
right.
Stuff like that. So I do get his pushback, but like also you're all in this shitty situation together. So like it doesn't it doesn't take a lot to like chill out just a touch.
Yeah. I see both sides to it, and I can relate to Randall in the sense that like they're in a strange place, they're told it's hell, but like they've got no way to defend themselves, so they want to hold on to the one thing that like is a security blanket of sorts, even if it's a false one. But yeah, they don't know any of these people. All they know is that Donna shot the bus tire and like everyone says it's dangerous. So like, yeah, not a whole lot of trust and everything's scary.
Yeah. So at that point, Boyd addresses everyone and he says, "We are all going to have time to talk and answer all your questions. Just know we are all in this thing together, and the only way to get through it is together." Donna has one of the colony house people take the bus people up to colony house because that's where they're going to stay at. Which that's
You
a
know,
lot more. A lot of
Sorry.
people.
It is a lot of people. Um, I was just gonna say with, Boyd saying we're all in this together, the only way to get through it is together. That's rich coming from someone who's keeping so many secrets.
Right? We're together. Who? Them? You and them bugs in your arm?
Yeah, you and your worms.
It's also a little amusing to me. We're all in this together. Now go up in the hill and be isolated.
Yeah.
Now stay away from me and never look at me again.
Right. You cannot stay in town. Goodbye. Yeah. So now in the diner, Tabitha is getting food for the kids. She sees the remains of their house and it shakes her a little, like that all just happened. And Julie isn't eating anything, and Tabitha kind of talks her into eating. And Ethan asks if they can go see Victor. And Tabitha says, not now. He's been through a rough few days. And Ethan says, I really hope that Victor isn't mad at me. And she asks, well, why would he be mad? And he says, well, Jade and I were in his room. Jade was looking for clues on how to get home. And Ethan told Jade that Victor wouldn't like it. Like, he tried to stop him. And Ethan asks, at that point that, like, will we be able to get our stuff back from the house? Norman's down there. and Tabitha says, you know what? I don't know. I don't know.
Mm.
um, which, yeah, like, no, I'm sorry, buddy. Yeah, your house is kind of fucked. Uh, so she leaves them to eat and she goes to talk to Tian Chen. And she says, to her that she oversees a lot of the supplies in town and she's wondering if she can go through the storage because everything they had was in that house. They don't have supplies or clothes. And Tian Chen is best mom and tells her, no, you'll come and you'll stay in my house.
I love her
So
so much.
I
Me
know
too.
Tian Chen's the best. She's
I would like her to adopt me.
yes,
Me too.
facts. So that's nice that we now know the Matthews family has a place to go. Back at the bus.
Wait,
Oh,
sorry, back up.
yeah.
What's even nicer is if they stay with them, Jim and Jade have to bunk together.
That's we'll see.
No,
I cannot wait.
they're gonna wear the get along t-shirt.
I also would love to see that, and it better be the cat shirt.
Oh my god, can you imagine just
I would
best
be so
friends in the
happy.
cat shirts?
Yes. Both just, like, glaring at each other, giving awful
Yeah.
side eye. Oh
Fuck
my god, please.
Mr. Teacup with your
Mr. Teacup.
Oh. Yeah, no, that's an odd couple if we've ever seen one. But back at the bus, Donna and Boyd are talking. Donna asks if he's heard about Christy's fiance. We are constantly getting this like, did you hear about Christy's fiance? Did you hear about Christy's fiance? Did you hear about the bus? Did you
Well,
know we
it's
have a
the big
bus here now?
news. There's been no big news in how many days?
This is like so small town though. Like as somebody who has lived in a small town for a significant part of my life, this is like the most small town gossip thing ever. Like that's all we got to talk about. Like, did you hear about this thing? Ooh, nope. Did you hear about that thing? It's so funny to me. And it just hits home of a small town way. But she makes a very valid point. She doesn't think that that's ever happened before. That like somebody who knew somebody came in to Demonland. And they don't elaborate on that much more, but Boyd asks how they're looking for supplies and Donna says not good. That storm wiped out half their crops and they're going to have to get really serious about their rations for with all the new people.
No more
There were
peaches.
Right? No more pages. Poor Victor. That poor boy struggling. There were 25 people on board the bus. However, with the people in the diner and the bodies they found, they're counting 22 so far. So a few are missing still. And Donna says, she beats herself up a little bit. She's a busload of terrified people and I fucking shoot a fucking shotgun. And Boyd says, you were going to lose people no matter what, so let's focus on the ones you saved. And she's like, you
Oh,
gonna
sorry.
tell me what happened in those woods?
I think this is such a good scene though of Donna just like showing that she is vulnerable. She is like she has such oh my god, I can't think of the word, but like she is constantly questioning herself and just wondering if she is the right person, which kind of means she might be the right person.
Yeah. She puts on such a front, like
Right.
this strong, powerful woman, like that you don't mess with, like she's got it under control. But realistically, she's like all of us who are like, I'm making bad decisions. Like they're the decisions I've had to make, but like, how do I deal with this? Like, how do I, am I making the right call? I'm probably not making the right call. Every decision I make sucks. I'm awful. Those voices in all of our heads, right? Uh, so it does. I do like that this humanizes her a bit and really shows that vulnerable side of her as well. I agree. We love Donna and all her flaws.
We do. And it also shows she's like willing to learn. I do think I was actually thinking about this earlier. Sorry, this is kind of a tangent, but like
That's okay.
with her shooting the tire and like the horrible ish way that they've gotten like the Matthews family in and like other people coming to town, they need to just like make a committee that's like, here's all the things that we've tried. Here's all the ways that they didn't work. Like, let's actually put our brains together, have a conversation about like how we should handle the next group that comes in and have a plan and actually
Yeah.
try to make it work instead of have it be destructive every single time.
Right. Right. Because even before that, the plan sucked. The nail strip, like that's your go-to?
Right.
No, that's
Like, let's
awful.
just scare these people. That's the way
Yeah,
to do it. And then tie them up in a house.
yeah. Hmm. Yeah. No, they definitely really they need a very pleasant welcoming committee.
That's make a committee.
Yeah.
And they can try out different plans. If it doesn't work, try another one. Like, come on. They
Yes.
need
Get
a little bit of
feedback.
organization. Yeah.
Get
Talk
feedback
to the
from people.
people
Be
who've
like,
come.
hey,
Yeah.
how would you have preferred to be talked to about this? Because I
Right.
feel
How
like a
how would
shotgun to
you
the
rate your
tire might
welcome?
not have been great.
1 to 10, how was your welcome?
Oh my god. You know who needs to lead it?
Jade.
Tilly.
Oh, yes, Tilly, actually. I was joking about
Not
Jade.
Jade. Jade would be
Not Jade.
awful. Tilly.
But
Tilly, this
yes,
is the perfect thing for her.
I could see Tilly, I could see Tien Chen. Uh, I feel like Kenny could do it.
Yeah. Yeah,
They need
Kenny
they
could
need some
be
different voices in there too, so, like, yeah.
Kenny's kind of a follower, though. I like Kenny, but he's more of a
That's true. That's true.
there's gotta be some colony house folk. I mean, Fatima, this could give her a passion of welcoming the
Right.
new people.
Actually, I think Fatima should lead it because yeah, that would give her a purpose, but she might take it personally every time it doesn't work.
True. That would be rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Elgin. He's kind of a
Yeah, I could
soft,
see
sweet
that.
soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, not Randall.
No, I wouldn't put Randall on that.
Yeah, that would be
He I feel like he would have the same mindset of I do of like, well, if it like I'm not gonna risk my life for someone that I don't know. So I'm not gonna put my all into trying to convince them. If they listen, they listen. If they don't, fuck them.
yeah. Yeah.
So maybe not the best for the welcoming committee.
Tom would have been great for this.
Ah, don't talk about Tom. Why would you do this?
Too soon! Too
Too
soon!
soon. Oh, I haven't recovered yet.
Oh. Well, out in the forest, Kenny is checking the animal traps, and Ellis is picking wildflowers. And Kenny's like, can you stop picking flowers and help me? And Ellis says some out of pocket shit.
Honestly
he
though,
tells,
I'm with Kenny on that. Like, I get that you're picking flowers for your lady, but you came out here, like, it wasn't to pick flowers. It was to help me and pick flowers along the way, not to specifically solely pick flowers. There's flowers
yeah,
everywhere. Fuck off and go do that then. But don't pretend like you're helping me.
right. Oh, I would have been pissed. If I was Kenny, I'd have been like, no, if you just want to go pick flowers and go pick flowers, don't even come over here and tell me that you're going to help me. No. Like, we
Right,
got work to
exactly.
do.
Exactly.
But Ellis just so he tells Kenny, "I know you're probably all bent out of shape about the whole Christie thing, sir." And Kenny's face like just says it all. And Ellis is like, "Never mind. You, Ellis, you two are not close." Like, yes, you both have the same dad now, so but, like, you're not close. So you cannot bring that up to Kenny. And yes, Kenny is bent out of shape about the whole Christy thing, but it's none of your business. So Kenny gets back to work because he's like, "No." And they both hear some music. So Wake Up Little Susie is playing, and they run to go, like, investigate. It's actually an alarm on a phone next to the body of a lady. She was the one who was in the bar, and she has the rod that Kenny was looking for from the trap shoved through her head. And that is crazy. Like, that was a
Oh,
crazy scene to come across.
this poor girl.
Yeah. But she's not, like, otherwise mutilated like the other dead bodies, right? So Kenny stops the alarm and says they have to go back to like, we have to get her back to town to bury her. And like, Alice is like, why would they do this? Like, this is so out of the normal for the monsters. And all of a sudden she gasps and the boys like fall back. Like, this is a horror movie moment for them. She opens her eyes and Alice is just like, get Christy now. Like, right now. You like, no,
They
this is
it's funny to think about how much death and blood these guys have seen, and this is just like "Oh, we've never seen this shit before, and I don't know how to handle it."
right. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't either, but that's a crazy thing. Like, to see, like, because they thought she was dead and then she's not dead.
Right. I was
And
like, "Are we
then,
in Grey's Anatomy right now? Like, did we switch shows?"
right. Well, my first thought was like, she gonna be dead soon because there's no way they can fix that. Because I've seen enough shows. I don't know real things. I've just watched enough TV to know, like, they gotta cut that rod out and then get her to a hospital and do, like, 72 hours worth of surgery to get it out right and, like, all this. No, there's no, like, she's nope. She's not in a good way. So, back at Colony House, Victor walks into his room, and it is a bit of a mess. You know, whether from Jade or from the monster rampage stuff, unsure. Because Victor hasn't been back to the house since the monsters broke in, right? He went into that tree and then went into the caves. Um, but Victor is clearly upset. A lot of his drawings are on the floor, and he looks under the bed for something and it's missing, and that really freaks him out too. And Clara comes up and remind me that I want to talk about Clara later. Because she's
She's the one
sus to
that had
me.
the eyeball
She is.
injury, right?
So we'll talk about Clara right now, actually.
Because I
Claire's
am
the
also sus of her. Yeah, I'm
Claire's
good.
the one whose bike got stolen by Jade. She also is the one she's one of the ones who moved into Kenny and Tien Chen's house when um the colony house got broken into. And she, like, had that moment with Jade where she's like, "Aren't you the one who thought this was a game?" I mean, granted, he did steal her bike, so, like, I can see a rift here, I can see some beef. But then she's also the one who, yeah, the glass exploded into her eye, and then now she's here. She shows up at weird times for me.
Yes.
She's
She
kinda she's high key my favorite side character.
I
I'm
feel
like,
like it's gotten to the point where I'm like Leonardo DiCaprio every time she shows up, I'm just, like, pointing at her like, "Ha, there she is," because like, she keeps popping up. Like, why is it always her? And it just seems so innocent that it's just there's, like, something in the back of my brain that's like, "This sus."
yeah, yeah. So I'm like, for me, like, I'm keeping an eye on her because I'm like, I don't know what it is about you, but I'm just I gotta keep an eye out. I gotta watch out for you because there's something going on that I just can't put a finger on yet. So, and then now, oh, and then also when Jade had after the tower fell, and then Jade was up at the smoking afterwards, and then he saw the ventriloquist dummy. She went up to him and she asked him, like, about stuff. Like, she had that moment too.
Yeah,
There's
she,
too
like,
many.
asked if he thought that we made it angry or something. I think
Yeah.
that's what it was.
Yeah, yep, you are dead on. There are too many little scenes with her that I'm like,
Yeah, I
"But you're
think
not."
that that ventriloquy thing was the first time where I was like, "Who? What is up with her?"
Mhm. Yeah, she's just showing up a little too much to not have something going on, right?
Yes.
Because she's not a main character, we never follow her, but, like, Clara, I got my eye on you, girl. But in this scene, she tells Victor that she's glad he's okay, and Victor is still freaking out about his missing item. And Clara says, "We lost so many people. I was worried. I was worried that," and like Victor's like, "Nope. Who was in my room?" Like
Who was here?
somebody somebody took something. And she tells him, "Oh, well, Jade and Ethan were in here the night before," and Victor takes off. He's not happy.
He's like, "We aren't Colony House anymore. We don't share shit anymore." And
Yeah,
I don't think Victor is ever someone who is in on the
I
sharing.
would say I don't think he ever shared.
I agree. I
No.
agree. He's like, "Don't touch my stuff." But who's gonna mess with Victor's stuff?
No, you shouldn't.
Jade. Jade is
Jade,
the
well, yeah,
answer.
obviously Jade. And probably Jim, because Jim has some sort of vendetta, or had.
True. True. Yeah, Jim. Stupid Jim. Leave poor Victor alone. He's been through enough. So we immediately figure out what is missing because we cut to Jade and he's playing the violin. So that's definitely what Victor is looking for since we have never seen a violin here before. And Victor comes up to the house and he hears the music and he kind of stops and listens for a second. So like I feel like it touched him a little bit to hear this music. Um I
Yeah,
used to like go ahead.
I was gonna say, it felt almost like he was having a memory of someone else playing it, and it
Mhm.
was just almost like a, "Oh," moment, but then also still like, "Why is he still playing that?" kinda thing. Like,
Why are
both
you touching my thing?
reminiscent. Right, like, almost like a happy thing, but also a, "Get your hands off my shit."
Right,
Yes.
like, it's
Well,
a happy memory, but you're not that person, give me my thing back.
Yeah, it kinda made me think it might be, like, his mom who he didn't wanna talk about, or, like,
Mhm.
another family member, someone who was there and now isn't.
yeah. No, absolutely. Well, and too, as Victor keeps remembering these things, I think this music might have triggered a memory for him because he blocked so much of the trauma and like made himself believe that it was fairy tale, it was fantasy, it was a dream. But it's like, nope, a lot of the stuff that I saw is actually real and it's all coming back to him. And so I think that music moment like triggered something. But I think you're dead on that that is, I mean, clearly something incredibly important to him. So he knocks on that
Poor
door pretty
guy.
insistently. Yeah, poor Victor. But he's like, "Nah, give me my stuff back." And Jade keeps playing for a bit and then he like yells. He's like, "I'm coming." Like cuz he was into it. He was like, "Yes, this violin. I love that." But also, Jade, what a fucking dick.
No, you're just gonna
Don't
take
take
something out
other
of
people's
somebody's
He
stuff.
room and then use it?
he's the new Trudy.
He
He's the
is the
new
new
Trudy.
Trudy.
Aw,
The vi
Trudy, they
the
would've gotten along
violin.
so well.
She
I
tried.
mean, she
She
tried.
Ride
tried,
him like an
yes, she did.
alabaster dragon.
Yeah, that alabaster dragon.
So Jade, though, is really surprised to see Victor, and he gets really excited. Victor does
Mm.
not have time for it. Well, because Jade's been looking for him for days about this symbol, right? Victor's like, nah, give me my shit. The violin is mine, and you're gonna give it back to me. And Jade actually seems a little reluctant to give it up. And I kind of get that if because clearly Jade can play very well. The violin is clearly something that is important to him. But, and in this place where you don't have a lot of things to kind of a creative outlet type of thing, to have an instrument show up that you know how to play or something that you know how to do would kind of be like, ooh, but I kind of want to hold on to this. So Jade says, well, I was just thinking I could just play it for a little bit. And Victor yells at him, "Just give it back." It's like, okay, fine. Calm down. Again, calm down.
I I wanna see someone take something of Jade's that he cares about and
Right?
see if they say calm down, what his reaction would be.
Yes.
Because I don't think Jade would care. Not I'm sorry, I don't think he would care about someone being like, "Calm down." Like, I think he would lose his shit and be like,
He
"No,
would.
that's mine. Everything is mine because do you know who I am? I am Jade."
I am
And
Jade.
I do think that this is another moment where we're kind of we're regressing Jade back to, like, this "do you know who I am" business.
Well, and I don't know if, like, this instance is a "do you know who I am?" but it's more like a it's not that big of a deal, it's just a violin, like, I don't know if it's necessarily a progression or just, like, a this is still who he is, like, sure, he's had, like and he still does have these moments with Tien Shin and, like, even Jim and the radio tower and all that, like, he still has like, good parts to him, but he's still an asshole.
Yeah.
And he's still selfish, like, that has never changed, so, like, I can't call it a regression when he is hasn't grown as much as, like I mean, it's still early-ish days.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing too, is, like, realistically, he hasn't been here that long.
No.
He is not gonna change who he is as a person.
No,
And
it's
and
gonna take a little bit longer for that to happen, and, like, I still wouldn't even call this, like, a "do you know who I am" moment, like,
yeah,
it's selfish, it's a bit asshole-ish, but it's still better than he was in the beginning.
true. But Victor is having none of it. He yells
Yeah.
at him, he says, "You don't go in my room." And he takes the violin and he storms off. And Jade's like, "Shit." And he grabs the old book because he's like, "Actually, wait, I need you. Uh, because you're important to me because I need something from you." And chases after him and he apologizes. He's like, "I'm sorry I went in your room." And he's like, "I thought you were dead. That's why I went through your stuff." Victor's like, "No, keep on walking." And he's holding on to that violin for dear life. Um, and but then Jade's like, I got to talk to you about the symbol and these visions that I'm having." And he shows him the book and, like, the symbol and the picture that he found. And he says, "Maybe this is the key to getting out of here. And after all this time, don't you want to go home?" And Victor just tells him he shouldn't have touched his violin. It's not yours, and stay away from me, before he walks off. And Jade screams out, "Well, fuck you too." But then he, like, gets mad at himself for doing that.
Right. I thought that was so cute. He was like, "Fuck you." Oh damn it.
Right? Like, this
Darn it,
isn't
did it again.
this isn't gonna help the situation. But, like, I do think that's showing his growth.
I yes, completely agree. Like, he's recognizing his asshole moments and is like, "Shit, I was the one in the wrong in this time," but, like, darn it.
But
Darn it,
yeah,
Jade did it again.
he's gonna have those moments, but at least he's seeing them now.
It is
I
step
gone
1 is
goofed.
acknowledging that you have a problem, right?
Right? So, back at the clinic, Mary is in Christy's room looking at a painted rock. And Christy walks in and says, "Yeah, the paint got all faded." The first few weeks that Christy was there, she carried it everywhere. And Christy tells her, she knows this is a lot, but they can get through this together. And Christy goes to touch Mary, but Mary pulls away. And Mary says, "Maybe I should stay with the others from the bus. People died last night, and that rock I painted for you sitting there like it was on your nightstand at home." And Christy just acting like everything is fine. And look, Mary needs some time. I think everybody needs some time, right?
I agree
Totally.
that she needs some time, and I really do feel like I unjustly dislike her just because I love Christy and Kenny together, but, like, looking at her character individually girl, 100%, I get you.
Yeah. Yeah. I also had those feelings where I was like, "But Kenny doesn't
Mhm.
need another hit, and you're another hit to Kenny." Like, so
Yeah.
I like Kenny way more than I like Christy. So, like, I want things to be good for him because nothing has been. So, yeah, I agree. I kind of had these, like, "Stupid Mary. I don't
Yeah,
like
no,
you."
like, I feel like I unjustly dislike her, but, like, her character so far has really done nothing wrong, right?
Right.
I mean, she
Yeah.
hasn't. She ended up in Demon Land. There's this bitch she ain't talked to in for who knows how long because she still doesn't understand that this is Demon Land. This is no longer IRL. This is, "Oh, I don't have cell signal, and I'm not just hanging out in the middle of nowhere for the funsies."
Yeah.
I do think she's starting to get that. I think that's clicking, but
Yeah.
I also think, like, man, I would need time to process.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%, but that's what I mean, like, I feel like I unjustly disliked her character, but, like, looking at her, seeing her situation, like, I'm a
Yeah.
jerk. I had
Well,
a
and
Yeah.
Jade moment. I had it
I
damn it.
yeah. And I relate with, like, the unjustly just, like, predisposed to dislike her because I feel like we all have this loyalty to Kenny, even though
Right.
they're not really a thing, but it's like, well, with her here, Kenny doesn't have a shot, and, like, fuck her for
At
that.
at at least he had a shot before, but now he doesn't. And
When
that's
can
not her
Kenny have
fault.
when can Kenny have nice things?
Right.
Right.
It's just South Park all over again. Who killed Kenny?
Who killed all the people, like, all the things
We
around
know who killed his
Kenny?
dad.
Yeah,
Uh,
So so speaking of Kenny, he comes in yelling about an emergency, and Christy takes off. She promises Mary, though, that they can talk as soon as she gets back, and she tells her that she loves her and that she's sorry, and then they head out. Cause there's a girl with a rod in her head. So back at the tree, Ellis is sitting with the girl, and she's like, "It doesn't hurt, but that's probably weird, cause it should hurt, right?" And she tells Ellis that her name is Kelly, and she asks where they are, and he tells her, "We're in the woods." Cause, like, at this point, look, I'm not gonna tell this person we're in Demon Land, right?
right.
And so she kind of remembers now. She says her and her boyfriend were at the bar, and then they came in and uh they killed him. They tortured him and they killed him, and they made her watch. They
This
said
poor
they
girl.
Yeah. And they said they wanted to play with her. And that's why they did this, to keep her there so they could play with her the next night. Like, ugh. Okay,
Blech.
monsters. That's like, well, and to me, are the monsters evolving? Because this is new.
I do feel like maybe not necessarily evolving, but I feel like they're becoming more tactful.
Mm,
Yes. Yeah, I would agree. I don't know that they're evolving, but it's similar to like, oh, they used to shriek and now they whisper. Like they realize, oh, something's different with how the humans are acting. We need to change how we act in order to hunt them properly. And it might just be a way that Demonland itself reacts to changes in like human tactics of like, oh, we got to change this about the monsters. And maybe I guess that is like evolution itself. But so like maybe it is a way to evolve, but maybe they've always had this ability and just didn't need it. Just like how I do think they can run and they just haven't needed to or wanted to because they want to fuck with their meals.
And
right.
they're full talking. Like they were talking to Fatima. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that was a full-bodied voice. That wasn't just a whisper.
Right.
Whereas like in the first episode, that old lady, she was whispering to that little girl.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they are definitely, because, like,
So maybe.
multiple of them have done that at this point. The one chick who got let into the house, like, she had a whole on, like, I'm going to flirt with you enough to have a relationship, and but then, like, dude Mr. Smiley, who was on the bus, and he told that couple, "You picked a bad hiding spot." Like,
Mhm.
yeah, that's nightmare fuel. Like, no, I don't need you to keep being more crazy. You're already crazy enough.
It's almost like they're assimilating better.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and it might be because they've got the talismans like 3 months ago, right? So they've had to change up their game a little. Because before it was like, we're going to hunt you, we're going to torture you, we're going to kill you. Like, this is kind of easy pickings. And like Boyd said, eh, we had more deaths in a week than we've had in the last, but 3 months. Like, it's something that definitely has changed for them, and it's kind of new as well. So Christy and Kenny come up, and Christy checks her out, and she's like, "This is bad. Like, this is not good."
She's like, I didn't finish med school. I can't handle this.
Yeah, I'm only a third year.
This is
Uh,
not Grey's Anatomy.
I get there's well, even if it was, even if they had like if she had the know-how, if she was a surgeon, she don't have the kind of tools and equipment for
Yeah, not
that
through
to
the
happen.
brain. I was
No.
looking at that rod and it's like it's wrought iron thing. It's like, the moment they try to pull her out, like, that's gonna shred
Yeah.
brain. There's no way she's surviving that.
No. So back at the clinic, Jim gets up and he's still in a lot of pain, but he's now been told that the electricity shouldn't work. So he's got to go look at a thing. These people, like, just take a day off. So he walks over to the exit sign, he pulls over a chair and he climbs up on it. And Tilly comes in and sees him. And she's looking for Christy. And Jim says, oh, she had to run out. And like he gets off the chair at that point. So he's not randomly holding onto the wall for dear life. And Tilly recognizes him as the guy who got stuck under the house. Brick, the guy who died under there with Tom. Uh she said he was across the aisle from her on the bus, and I'm like, oh. And so she starts to walk away, but Jim asks her, hey, where were you guys headed? And she says that she was headed to the racetrack to bet on the ponies. I love Tilly. She's been visiting racetracks all over the country. Then he asks her, what's in the bag you're carrying? Tilly's like, you ask a lot of questions. And he says he just has one more before he like collapses in pain. She's like, so she goes to call for help, and Mary comes in and says, like, you're supposed to be in bed. Jim's like, who the hell are you? Because again, like, not everybody remember, like, people were on other adventures when the bus came in. So they get him onto the chair, and Mary goes to find him some pain medication until he stays with him. And she says, can you imagine showing up in a place like this and finding out your fiance is here? And she was like, what?
Who?
Because Jim did not know this yet. Yeah, did
Jim
you hear
is just
about
not
Christy's
aware of
fiance?
anything.
Yeah, but it's so fun, like, did you hear, like, they're just the gossip mill of a small town.
Yeah, that would be me. I would like to be in the gossip tree, thanks.
Oh, 100%. I would be spread. What else you gotta do in Demon Land? I'm talking all the gossip.
Mhm.
Honestly, though, I'm a gossip without being in Demon Land.
Fair. So, back at the colony house, Fatima is walking Elgin around. She is his proxy, like she was for Julie. So she is kind of the welcome wagon.
Yeah, kinda.
They just need a better plan for when they get there, not like the day after. Um, so proxy somebody to help them get settled and tell them the rules and answer questions. And they chat a little, and Elgin kind of stares off. And Fatima asks, are you good? Are you okay? And he asks, is there water nearby? Like a lake or a pond? She says, well, we have this place called the Brundles, not too far away. And he says, can we go see that? So they head over. And Elgin asks her why they call it the Brundles. And she says, I don't know. It was named that before I got here. And
Which fair.
you know yeah, and she says, well, how did you know there was, like, what made you think of the water, and he says, I saw it. And she asks, like, oh, were you the one on the bus that had the dream? She says, yeah, those happen sometimes. People have all sorts of strange reactions to this place, dreams, nightmares, weird premonitions, but they don't know why or what it means or why only some people and not others. And Elgin's kind of having a weird reaction to the place that they're at, maybe remembering something. But he's not really telling her what. But she says, look, people come in and obsess over these things. They have compared and picked apart, and it didn't tell them anything they didn't already know, that we're stuck here and no one can tell them why. I'm like, I need to be friends with those people
Mhm.
because I want to know everything.
Right.
Mhm.
It's like a book club, but for just discussing all the
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would look, I don't even like you, Jim, but we're gonna talk
Yes.
because I need to know
We
everything.
gotta do knowledge transfers. Come on.
Like, everybody's gotta talk. Like, I don't care if you like me or not or what's going on. Everybody has to do a daily breakdown with me. What happened to you today? How was it weird? So, back at the tree, Christy tells Kelly and Ellis or tells Kenny and Ellis that even in a hospital, it would be a 15-hour operation to save her. And this upsets Ellis. She's talking. And yeah, but she's got a rod through her head, dude. Um,
Right.
so Kenny asks, how long can she be there? And Christy said, look, it could be hours, it could be days. She isn't suffering now, but that won't last long. And Kenny's like, those things will be back tonight. And
Mhm.
Ellis says we have to get her out of here. Christy tells them it's a miracle she's still alive, but they can't save her. And Kenny asks, like, how do we do it? And if there's anything that Christy has in her bag that could help. And she says nothing that would be strong enough. And she tells them they have to pull the rod out. And Ellis asks, will it be peaceful? Ellis, you dreamer. You sweet summer child. No. Uh,
Yeah.
Christy says, I don't know. Kenny says there's one more option. Christy's like, no, I will not have Kelly's last moments be with a gun to her head. Which, yeah, I don't know. It's a
Fair.
tough. Yeah, but man,
But
that's tough.
I feel like well, and the problem is like, a bullet has almost as much percentage of failure as that rod does. Like, if
Right.
you don't hit her perfect, now she will be in pain.
Yes. So Kelly calls Christy back over and says, I'm not okay, am I? Christy tells her, no, you're not. And Kelly asks, am I gonna die? And Christy says, yeah. And it's like, that's such a tough situation for those three children. Like, to me, Christy, Kenny, and Ellis are all children. They're young adults. This is a tough, awful situation for them to be in. So Tabitha and Julie are out in the storage shed looking at clothes for the family. Julie does complain that Ethan is with Tien Chen getting toys and she got stuck with the clothes. And Tabitha picks on her a little bit and tells her, like, this is what being an adult looks like.
I would prefer the clothes, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
sorry, but you get first pick. Let's go.
And Julie says it's a little weird because these are clothes from dead people.
Right.
Uh but like, she's like it's like thrifting. Uh,
Except
but
with thrifting, you can tell yourself that they just donated and like
she,
that.
okay, but I'm gonna go on a moment because Julie didn't have a problem with that Armani sweater that was from a dead man.
Okay, but that's Armani. No,
Ah,
I'm just kidding. But yeah, she's
Uh,
got standards.
right. But they walk out, and Tabitha stops because she sees a couple of weird children on the road. So, similar to the one that she saw in the cave, they're wearing white, but it's really like dirty with black stains on it, and they're very pale, and their hair is falling out in patches. And Tabitha starts to hyperventilate, and Julie asks her, what's wrong? And looks around and like to see her mom's freaking out about, but the children have disappeared, and even if she Julie just can't see this. This is for Tabitha to have this hallucination. Uh, but they disappear, and Tabitha rushes them back to their new house. She's like, "Nope, we're getting out of here." So we cut to Boyd at Abby's gravesite, and he's telling her that his trip didn't go as expected, but he has big news. Ellis is getting married. He says maybe you already knew that, or maybe none of this is real. Maybe she and Ellis are sitting by a hospital bed waiting for him to open his eyes. Um, how could the man chained to a wall know her name? How can any of this be real? Very fair questions.
right.
Yeah. But also, why wasn't he questioning this earlier? Because that would have been one of my first thoughts of just like, this
How do you
seems
know? How do you know?
right.
Yeah, which he did for like a hot second and then he immediately let it go. Nah,
Yeah.
Boyd, shake you. I want to shake you and Jim. Uh, so back with Tabitha and Julie. Tabitha is insisting, I'm fine. And Julie just, like, talk to me. And Julie tells her, like, I spent the whole night in the diner thinking about how I'm going to have to take care of Ethan by myself because I thought you were dead. And I thought dad was going to die being trapped in the house. Like, Julie's like, look, you are not allowed to keep shit from me. I have been through it. And, don't tell me you're fine. Don't tell me it's nothing. Like, I appreciate this. Like, if this is the Julie we're gonna get, give it to us, you know? But, and Tabitha does tell her. She tells her, like, I saw something that wasn't there, but it's not the first time this happened. After Thomas died, for months, she could still hear him crying, and sometimes she would see him there in his room. It was peaceful, like he was telling her that he was okay. And Julie asks if that's what just happened, but Tabitha tells her no, this was different. She tells her what she saw, and she says, like, it didn't feel peaceful.
It felt scary as fuck.
Right?
Those
Yeah.
kids scared me, and I'm not there with them.
Yeah, no, those kids are creepy. So back at the tree, Kelly tells them that you're all so nice. Can I have my phone to call my mom? And they're like, phones don't work here, but we can write down anything you want to tell her. And I have paper in my bag. And Kenny goes to like look for it, and Christy gives him a look like, no, don't, nope, we're not even gonna write this down. We're just telling her we're going to. Which I was like, damn. But
Is that this
again,
part just, like, makes me question, like, do you think if we were in Demon Land, would you write a letter? Because like, I feel like I would. I feel like they could have just, like, almost it feels weird to say this, but, like, a guest book of, like, these are the names of the people who have died here so that if it ever breaks through and, like, we can get back to the real world, there's, like, all these missing people just have, like, here's what actually happened.
that is actually such a good idea
Yeah.
because, I mean, how many people get there and die pretty quickly and nobody even knows who they are or what their name is?
Right. And at least you can have the people that you did get like, that were there for more than a day, you can have that record. I mean, we
Yeah.
love data here, but also just if you do get out, like, "Hey, to your loved ones, sorry that they didn't survive, but at least you know what happened now."
Well, and even then, for the people who aren't there for more than a day, you're in a car, you've got a purse, you've got a wallet,
That's true.
you've
We could
got
find
some.
something.
Yeah, so, like, you could still record that, and, like, this person is in charge, this group is in charge, so if somebody ends up dying, like, it continues on. Yeah, no, that's a great
Maybe the
welcome
welcoming
committee.
committee.
Yes,
Yes.
book.
The welcoming committee can have control of the guest book and be in charge of making sure everything is documented.
Perfect. I love that. Uh, so so Kelly tells her, she wants to tell in this letter to her mom, tell her I loved her and I'm sorry that I didn't give her a hug. It's so sad.
That hurts.
Mm.
Yeah, she asks, like, cuz they had gotten in an argument and they fought, and so she didn't give her a hug. This is very sad. Then she asks, "What is that?" And she's like hearing something, and then she starts to scream. And Chrissy says the longer they wait, the more she'll suffer, and she's in a lot of pain. And then all of a sudden, Boyd comes over, which I'm glad. I'm glad a dad showed up. Look, they need an adult here, adults. Not that Boyd's great at a lot of things, but like he is an adult. Not that these people are not adults, but I just see them as too young to be
No,
dealing with this kind of
honestly,
trauma.
every time I look at Christy, I'm like, "Oh, she was, like, in college," and then I'm like, "Oh, wait, she was a third-year med student, so not really," but, like, she looks so young, and
Yeah.
Ellis is like, they all just look like kids to me.
Yes. Yes, the children should not be dealing with this.
No, they need an adult.
Yes, and Boyd luckily heard it and came over, and Ellis explains that she's from the bus and that the monsters left her like this. Boyd calls Kenny and Christy over and he tells them, "Go back to town. You don't need to be here for this." And Christy's like, "Yes, I do." And Boyd is like, "I'm not asking." Christy's like, "I'm not leaving." And I'm like, "Okay, you are an adult."
Right, I have a lot of respect for her and for doing that because, like, yeah, I probably would've taken the easy out of, like, I don't need to witness this.
Yeah.
This is gonna be traumatic for everybody involved. I'm out.
Yeah. And it was. It was traumatic. So they go back over to Kelly and she's still screaming in pain. And Boyd grabs the rod and he pulls it out and Kelly dies. And everyone there gets a bit emotional, which, yeah. So Back at the clinic, Mary is in Christy's room, and Christy comes back, and she's still incredibly upset. And Mary asks if everything is okay, and Christy asks her to please stay before just breaking down into tears. And Mary holds her and comforts her. I really think, like, if they, this is a moment, like, as sad as it is, this is kind of a moment they needed to, like, come together. But again, like, this doesn't fix anything.
Right.
But it kind of, them needing each other helps. But yeah, again, like, you still both need a lot of time to process. Um, Kenny and Ellis talk, and Kenny says he's going to the church to see if there's something that Father Kotry has that they can read at the service. And Ellis tells Kenny it's those things. They did this. But you can see that Kenny clearly still feels very guilty over all of the things that just happened. So Ellis enters the diner and sees Fatima at a booth, and he says he was looking for her, and she takes a deep breath and asks him to promise her that it won't always be this way. And Ellis sighs, and she says, "Look, you can lie to me, but you have to just please promise me." And Ellis says, "Let's get married." And he says he knows that they said that they would wait and do it when they got home, but he doesn't want to wait. He doesn't want to let this place be the thing that decides when they get to be happy. And Fatima looks at this man flabbergasted, but she eventually says okay.
Her
But she is,
flabbers were indeed gasted.
she,
Mine would have been too.
yes. And she is not thrilled about this decision. But it's something he wants, so she's gonna go for it. But I also think right now, and as a kind of, I'm a pretty happy person in general, but I have been through some things that have dimmed that and have dimmed my ability to be happy about everything, right? So that's where she's at right now. Like, even if she was, like, she thought this was a good idea, I don't think that she right now has the ability to, like, fake being happy, even, you know?
Yeah. And we saw this a little bit with Kenny. I don't know if he was rainbows and sunshines before this, because again, this was like episode 2 where he was like, if I see any more death, like I cannot handle it. So like we saw him at this sort of like existential crisis moment, and he's rebounded. Like, not to the point of being a happy person, but at least the point of functioning, being able to take control of situations, being more accepting of things. And I wonder if we're going to see that with Fatima, or if we're going to see the opposite of her letting it take over.
Right, like falling deeper down into a depression. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, her reaction to the whole let's get married now thing was not one of a super thrilled to be getting married. It was like a okay, like doing it for him almost. Like she's just not mentally there.
Yeah. Yeah. Even if this, yeah, the happiest news of her life, she's just, she doesn't even have enough in her to fake being happy.
No. And
Yeah.
it's kind of weird to me that Ellis isn't picking up on that, because he seems like up until now he seemed to at least have been pretty in tune with her and able to read the room for the most part. Like, not with his dad, that's a whole other thing, but like with other people he seemed to have been somewhat capable, and now it's just like I don't know if he's lying to himself.
Much of this is because of what Boyd said to him about, you got to be the rock for her. You've got to be her happy. And
I
him
don't know.
trying to do things that he thinks will make her happy.
I would say there's definitely a part of it. Like, that's definitely a part of it. But he did propose before Boyd said that.
Right.
So he I think he loves her. I think he wants to make her happy. I do think trying to push this wedding up most definitely has something to do with Boyd's words. And again, don't do this to anybody in your life. Don't listen to Boyd. Don't do that to yourself or anybody else, because that's cruel.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is not going to I just know this is not going to turn out well for them.
We'll see. We will see. It is, yeah, it's, it's a lot of, and she's just there's so much stress right now. This is like
Right.
such a turbulent time in this town, and they had it was, of course, it was bad. It was awful. And Fatima was here before the talismans, so she knew
Mhm.
what that was like. But I think it because they had this like 3 months of kind of peace, if you will.
Wait, was she there before the talismans?
She was, because she had her 1 year anniversary,
I thought
and
am I thought the talismans were 2 years, or am I just getting
no.
people confused?
So they've only had the talismans for like, I don't think it was 2 years. Which, well, maybe I'm wrong. You know what? I'm wrong. Because they had the talismans when Abby died, because that's when he found them. So they had
Uh-huh.
only not had an accident or a incident in like
Yeah,
3 months.
96 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. She might not have been here before.
I don't think she was.
So that, yeah, I think if she would have been, I think that maybe this wouldn't hit her as hard. But she's only known easy street demon land as
She's been
opposed to
playing
what it was
story
before.
mode.
Right.
Yeah.
So so this, I think, because like she had kind of seen this be easier, and then now we got all the shit happening, all the pile on. So we'll see. It's a rough place to be in. But we cut to Ethan on the porch, and he is building a block tower like the one made of stones in the caves that they were in. And
Yeah, the
Tabitha,
cairn.
yeah, and Tabitha comes out, and Ethan tells her, "Oh, the blocks are a puzzle that we found in storage. Tian Chen thought I would like this." And Tabitha tells him, like, "I want to talk. We need to talk. I know how much you like to see everything like a quest, but," and Ethan cuts her off, and he's like, "Look, I know it's dangerous here. It's not make believe, and I promise I'll be careful." I don't know that I buy that from Ethan, that he promises to be careful, but I do think he realizes the danger here. And he finishes the tower, and it finally clicks to Tabitha that she's seen this before in the caves. And then she looks off the porch, and she sees those little kids again by the stairs.
Oh,
They're
the
Creepy,
so
children.
creepy.
creepiest of children. And she freaks out. She grabs Ethan, and they go inside. She's like, nope, nope.
And
Not taking my child.
these kids are in all white, just like all the other creepies of the
They
space, right?
are. They
Yeah.
are in all white, but it is dirty.
They look like those malnourished Victorian children that everyone
Yes.
jokes about. Yeah.
That is a great example of what it is. They look very much like that. But yeah, but again, yeah, you're right. They are like the monsters. They are all in white. But just the monsters look great. These poor children, not so much.
Maybe there's something to that.
Okay.
I don't know what
What you
yet.
got?
I don't know what yet. But I feel like maybe, like, the children were, like, I mean, everyone's a victim to the monsters, but, like, maybe they just had it worse because they were children? I
Okay.
don't know. I don't know, but maybe
Well,
there's something to that, the fact that they're all in all white, but the children that can be seen during the day are dirty.
but
There's something
Tabitha,
sus. I don't know what, though.
at this point, Tabitha is the only one who's seeing them. So are they
That's
more
true.
related to the boy in white who only shows up to
Oh,
certain
you know what?
people?
I forget, and he's clean too, so no,
He's clean.
scrap it. Never mind.
Well, they might be related. It's all could be related. We don't know
Yeah, don't
yet.
scrap anything.
Don't, yep.
We know
So,
nothing.
but it's very, yeah. I would think that truthfully, I think all those things are related in some way or shape or form.
Right.
Why is everything in white? The hardest color to keep clean.
Right? Right.
Why are you living in the woods in an all white outfit?
Right?
Yeah.
The logic is not there.
Yeah.
The
I'm more
logic's not
sus of that.
logicking.
I'm more sus of the boy in white who's got a clean outfit. How you keeping that clean out in the woods?
He found a
Right?
laundromat down in the caves.
Oh, and the other children have not found that yet.
No, he hasn't shared that information.
Do you blame him? They'll get his machines
No.
dirty.
So back at Colony House, Donna is in the greenhouse, and she drops a planter. It has like a little mini crash out. And Boyd comes up. She says, "Well, it looks like you're having a shit day too." And then he tells her about what happened to Kelly. and tells her about the monsters making her watch the torture and death of her boyfriend. And then Boyd's like, funny thing though, her boyfriend's name was Brian and her name was Kelly. And in his first tour in Iraq, he was driving with a few guys from his unit and they drove over an IED. And the thing blew right through their vehicle. The first two guys died on impact, but this kid from Wisconsin had shrapnel that ripped through his stomach. This kid died in Boyd's arms. He was crying and begging, and this was the first time Boyd had ever watched someone die. His name was
Corporal?
Corporal, thank you. His name was Corporal Brian Kelly. How about that? Big coincidence. So Boyd is very much on a it's all in my head trip. You know, he very much thinks that, like, this whole thing, he's in a coma and he has created this whole thing. Like, because he just doesn't know how any of it could be real.
Yeah, like, how is it possible that they just happen to have those names? I wonder if like, we've talked in the past about potentially there being a reason that people are chosen and, like, see the tree, whatnot. And granted, I can't explain why 2 people with those names are on the bus and just happen to be on there with, Chrissy's fiancé. There's a lot of coincidences, if we want to believe in this many coincidences. But also, like, I feel like the place recognizes that Boyd is trying to figure it out. Like, he was going on this quest. He has been just more determined lately than he has been because he'd been pretty complacent in the past of just like, yeah, I'm the sheriff. I ring the bell. People go inside. We do what we can to keep him alive, but we don't push the boundaries. And now he's switched it up to pushing the boundaries. And all of a sudden he's seeing things. People with names tied to his past are showing up. Like, it seems like this is just the place now trying to make him question himself.
No, and that's very fair. I mean, because he is doing a lot of pushing. But
Yeah,
I also, Brian and Kelly are very common names. Like,
true.
it's to
So,
me,
so you want to just say everything's a coincidence?
no, but I want to say this is a stretch.
Right.
Like, I don't think everything is a coincidence. I do think it's crazy that Christy's fiance is there. I do think that all of the stuff Boyd has gone through is because he's pushing things. But I do think he needs to get over his own shit and tell people what's going on and that it's not just all in his head. But I think this is a justification for him of being like, I don't have to tell them because it's all in my head. But it's a tough one. I mean, I don't know. I don't know where I would be at mentally if I was in Demon Land either.
I wouldn't be anywhere mentally. I would be so checked out.
I would be
Just
me and Beans would be looking for answers.
I need my answers.
We would die. We would both die. Uh,
Yeah. That's okay.
yeah.
I died on a mission.
Yeah, there you go.
on a quest, you mean?
Yes.
Right, on a quest even.
Ethan would love us. Uh,
I think so.
we would be the best aunties.
Right.
Oh, and Donna, she's like, after he says all this, she's like, what happened in the forest? And he's like, I gotta go. No.
She's like, something isn't right here.
And because this is not how you used to act before you went on your trip. And Donna tells him, you don't just get to walk in here and dump a load of shit like that and then just walk away. She says, you don't have to tell me. He can talk, when he feels like it, but she needs him to know she needs to know he has his shit together. She says, I tried to do what you do, and I got a bunch of people killed. So I need to know that you're back because these people can't take a whole lot more of this. Hell, she can't take a whole lot more of this. Boyd says, okay. And people putting pressure on other people. Boyd has got too much pressure on him. But at this point, we cut to the church. Kenny's over there. He's looking for something for the funeral. And he heads downstairs. And who does he find but Sarah? And that is the end
Sarah!
of the episode. So we now know that Sarah survived the tree and didn't end up in a mountain somewhere, which is good.
Just in a hole in the ground.
She's on her redemption arc. I don't know. I feel like Sarah would have preferred that. Like, Sarah's like, I'm kind of over this.
She's like, I want out. My brother's dead. That's all I was here for. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but now we're gonna go through a bunch of stuff with her, I'm sure.
I'm sure, and I keep going back to, like, what is her purpose now? Because, like, obviously, she had been doing all this stuff to keep her brother alive, so, like, what are the voices gonna use as motivation for her now? And I don't know,
Ooh.
she just seems like such a gray area to me of, like, still don't know if she's, like, good, bad, neither, both, and yeah, just, like, she's just there. She's got no connections to people anymore.
Do you think okay. Do you think they will put her in the box?
No. No. Absolutely not.
I mean, I know some
I
yes
mean,
votes.
maybe.
Actually, who actually knows about the situation at the yeah, I mean, yeah, never mind the whole
The
Ethan thing.
brother.
That happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
happened.
she
Never mind.
actually killed somebody that they're aware of.
Never
I mean,
mind.
she killed multiple people, but
Yeah,
yeah.
they don't know. I mean, they only know. They don't know she killed that poor old man.
My
They don't know.
little
Yet.
man. I need
They don't know,
vengeance.
right? They don't, and like four other people in there too, not just the old man, but
Right,
like, or
right.
at least one other, the
Toby.
nurse, Toby, the
I think it
old,
was just them,
yeah,
right?
Kenny's dad. Uh, and then she killed Nathan.
Nathan.
She tried to kill Ethan. I
Yeah.
mean, I can see where Tabitha and Jim's vote's gonna go.
Mhm.
Yes. I think that Boyd is going to fight. Well, if Boyd's in his whole, like, nothing's real phase, he might not give a shit. But if he gets over that, I feel like he would fight to keep her alive because of whatever connection she has to the place. And he might be able to sway some people, but I feel like there's going to be a lot of people pressuring, put her in the box, and valid because she did murder people. So she should go into the box if they're following their own rules. But I think someone, Boyd, is going to sneak her out, and I don't think she's going to pull a Frank and be like, no, I deserve to be in the box.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think Boyd ever wants to put anybody in the box again. I don't even know why he rebuilt the damn thing.
Right? That's what I was thinking. Why did he rebuild it?
So it's
Maybe self hatred,
could
Mm,
be.
penance,
could be.
Yeah,
as a reminder
penance.
to himself of his own failures.
Mm.
He seems like a punishing himself for everything kind of guy.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, he is a tortured man through his
Yes.
own volition. So any other thoughts on what's coming next or what has happened or any theories?
I feel like the show gives too many curveballs for me to definitively say something is coming
Right.
next.
I I did feel like this episode had a different feel to it.
It did. Yeah. It had a very existential feel to it. Even
Yeah.
though there's been existential crises throughout the whole show, like this whole episode just felt very removed from everything
Yeah.
and more like sad, but not in a, "Oh, everyone's dying." It's just sad. Like, I don't know, with the girl with the rod through her head, it had a different vein of sadness.
Yeah. Yeah. No, so it's I liked this episode, but I don't think I could live with 5 episodes like this a season.
Right. Hey, at least it
So,
wasn't a musical episode.
it's true. You know what? Fair. God.
I'm sorry, you just made me think of, like, shows with episodes that, like, are different from the vibes of the rest and, like, musical episodes stand out.
Can
The
you
the
just a whole
occasional
monster
Broadway.
number?
I could totally see the monsters coming out of the woods doing, like, the whole, like, High School Musical dance. I could see it, and now I kinda want it because that would be funny.
Oh god. Yeah, so we'll see. Maybe we have a musical episode coming up.
Oh, please no, that was not a suggestion.
Season 4.
Oh, no. Guys, if it happens, it's not my fault, I swear.
You
I'm gonna
you
blame you.
spoke this. You
Yeah,
spoke
no.
this into existence.
It's not real,
Blame.
guys, it's not real. It's all in your head.
Ah, well, that was this episode, and I'm sure you are all excited to watch the next one. And thank you for listening to our recap on I Found a Weird Show, and we can't wait to continue recapping the next episode. Bye.
Bye.